Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now this is going to be a top 10 list today where I'm going to be looking at my top 10 Paul McCartney B-sides. So my criteria for this list was that it had to be any song released by Paul or Wings what appears on the B-side to a single, either 7-inch single, 12-inch single or CD maxi single. Now there can also be songs here do not appear on any of his original studio albums, although I am aware some of them might have appeared on later reissues of that, but they all originally appeared on a single in some format or another. The other thing as well is in the mid-70s, many of Paul's biggest songs, like Band on the Run, Silly Love Songs, and Listen to What the Man Said, their B-sides were just taken from the studio albums. But certainly when we get into the 80s and the 1990s, pretty much all the B-sides were exclusive to that single, and there are some real gems to be found. So so now we'll just get on with my list. So at number 10 on my list would be I Can't Imagine. This was a B-side to the song Common People. It also appears on the album Off the Ground, The Complete Works. And I think the song is great. There were so many great songs out from this time, and many of which are as good as, if not better, than the stuff that actually appeared on the album Off the Ground. The other song what I could have chosen, the number 10 spot was Style Style, which was, I think it was a B-side to the song Off the Ground, but I could be wrong there. And I think that song's great as well. It certainly would appear at about number 11 or number 12 on my list. But I Can't Imagine, great song, certainly should have been on the Off the Ground album, which I do think is quite inconsistent. And he could have had a great album had he just chosen some better tracks to put on the album. At number 9 is a song called This Loving Game, and this originally was on the CD single to Jenny Wren, so this comes from the Chaos and Creation sessions. I think it's a great song, again should have been on the Chaos and Creation album, certainly in place of something like English Tea or what's the other naff one on there? This Never Happened Before, that's not what I don't like so much, but This Loving Game, brilliant song, definitely go and check it out because it's a really great song and a hidden gem in his catalogue. Number 8 would be Back on My Feet. This might be a bit more well known. It appeared on the B-side to the song Once Upon a Long Ago, and is the first song he wrote with Elvis Costello. I think it's a great song. It does appear on my CD version of Bag of Flowers in the Dirt as a bonus track, and again it should have been on the Flowers in the Dirt album, certainly in place of something like Motor of Love or How Many People, because there are because that album again is quite inconsistent, but certainly it had so many great B-sides from that time that it could have easily put on a couple of extra I put these songs on the album, taken off a couple of the bad songs, and had a really great album. But unfortunately, a lot of these songs are just B-sides and are only really known to the hardcore fans. And another one here, number 7, would be Love Come Tumbling Down. This is the B-side to Beautiful Night. I just think this is, again, another great song. I believe this originally, dates back to about 1984, but he left it and left it until he needed a B-side to the song Beautiful Night from Flaming Pie. And, again, this song is just great. Again, go and check it out, if you haven't heard it. Number 6 is Comfort of Love. This one here dates from the Chaos and Creation sessions. Just a great song, I think, and I love the piano, what's going on in it. The lyrics are great as well, and the production is fantastic. It is a 10 out of 10 song, and really should be more well known. Number 5, number 5, another one from like the Flowers in the Dirt sessions. This is Flying to My Home, original B-side to the song My Brave Face. Now, I'm not sure if I've mentioned like on my channel before, but the next archive edition by Paul McCartney will be Flowers in the Dirt. Now, I would prefer the Wings albums that I like to be done before it, but certainly this Flowers in the Dirt one could be great because there is so many like unreleased songs like from like that sessions and kind of like great B-sides as well, and like this is just like one of them, as well as Back on My Feet, and like also believe Love Come Tumbling Down as well, dates from like those sessions as well. Albeit though it was released a bit later. Now on to number 4 on my list would be Coming Up live in Glasgow. Now, and again, like this one here, that might not count as like a B-side, although technically in Britain it was the B-side to the song Coming Up. However, in like America though, this became the A-side, this became the side that got most radio play and also became a number 1 hit for Paul. I think it's a great version, certainly better than like the McCartney 2 album version. I just like love it a lot. It's a great rocking version, and like I love his bass playing, love his vocals on it. It's a great version of Coming Up. Number 3 here, this defines, I think, the term hidden gem, like in like his catalogue. It is the song Same Love, and this is just so great. I mean, this I think can only be found on like the CD Maxi single, It's a Beautiful Night. I mean, it really deserves more than that, I feel. Could have been a great closer to Flowers in the Dirt, because I do believe it dates from like around that time. Certainly better than Motor of Love. I like this, just like such a great lovely ballad. Number 2, again this one here might be like a bit more well known. It is I'll Give You a Ring. This was the B-side to the song Take It Away. I believe this one originally dates back to about 1974 at least, because he does it in like the One Hand Clapping documentary. However, he then reworked it with George Martin for during like the tug of war sessions, and it became this really, really great song. And it's kind of similar, like in a way, to like You Gave Me the Answer and Honey Pie, sort of like old sort of 1920s style, but like 1920s style. But I just love the bridge on this, and it is just such a great song, I feel. And at number 1, you heard it there, that was Daytime, Nighttime, Suffering. The only Wings song, I think, to actually feature like on that list, apart from Coming Up, I think, and yeah, just such a brilliant song. And McCartney says that this, seems to recall, reading in an interview, that when asked what his favourite songs were, he actually cited this song, Daytime Night Suffering, as being one of his personal favourites. And I sort of think it could have been like the A side. It should have been a double A side, I think. Good Night Tonight and this song here, because it is just so great. And should definitely get much more acclaim, and hopefully will with a reissue of Back to the Egg. Hopefully we'll see that, but of course there's nothing confirmed and nothing announced as of yet. So I hope you have enjoyed my list. I hope there's been I hope that this was interesting enough for you. There will probably be some tracks here what many of you maybe aren't familiar with, so I would certainly encourage you to go out and check out a few of these, because I found his B-sides are more often than not as good as, if not better than many of the album tracks. So as once again, I hope you have enjoyed. As always, please leave suggestions for coming up for future videos in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.